Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and all our NB friends in between. My name is Ozzy Vaughn. Today, I am joined by James Newton. Welcome to round 3 of our BUSR Spring Series for 2026. Today, we have a couple of races at the Thruxton circuit. This, of course, being our third, I guess you could say, 3.5 round-ish of competition. So James, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. This may sound like a MLS match here. We've got some American
two
accents, but
Americans.
yeah.
Yes, but the BUSR is a British university sim racing organization. So yeah, I guess the gentrification is here, I guess we can say.
Oh man, yeah, definitely. Really excited. Great opportunity to get to join you, and really excited to see some touring car action and
Yes.
Thruxton, a circuit that is very, very high speed, high average speeds, and not a lot of heavy braking zones. So I don't think that's going to keep these guys from overtaking each other, or attempting to at least. But it should be one of the faster venues.
Yeah, and considering the action that we have seen between the first two sessions as well, I think that's definitely going to ramp up any of the action. Are you familiar with some of the results we saw in the last couple weeks, or no?
Not thoroughly, no. I know that no matter what, we have Wooly on pole. I know that's a rule.
As a rule. Well, you should have told him that last week, because he was not. But yes, as the standings currently set, our top 10 in terms of overall ranking, in first place right now with 127 points is Lyubomir Stoyanov, who also leads the open class, followed by Fabian Dystopian McKinnon, who currently leads the student class with 109. Josh Woolley in third place, also student class with 106. Followed by Jordan Dachkoy Danchev, second place in open with 91. Tied with him with 91 is Meet the Teacher, who is in the student class, followed by Alex Hughes with 82, another student. In seventh place overall, leading the alumni currently, is Jordan Pinnock with 81 points. In eighth place, last year's student champion Aiden Larson with 73. Tied with him for eighth place is Kessis Marek Vilman in still in eighth, 73 in the open class. And rounding out the top 10 is Thomas Hughes, who is second place in alumni with 70 points. So right now, we have 18 racers who have registered points. It's top 6 in qualifying score, as well as the top 15 in both races. A race victory gets you 40. And you can definitely see it's starting to get a little bit, it's going to get a little bit action-packed. I guess not really any partitions sorted out in terms of our data, but it's nonetheless, this should be very exciting. I believe qualifying should be starting soon as well. Do we have ourselves some action? We might just be getting into it. Yeah, looks like we're about right on time as the racers are getting out of the pits and onto the track. It looks like brief disconnect there from Stoyanov, who currently holds the lead. There's our race organizer, Adam Bent, as we got action on him as well. For the most part, returning faces, we've got some that haven't shown up in a couple of the races, maybe. I'm just trying to look through my little spreadsheet here. Here's Aiden Larson, as I said before, last year's student champion in that very, very impressive bottle job livery, getting around this next turn. Thruxton, based on the shape alone, I guess not really many braking zones, so I would definitely be surprised to see a bit of braking as well, as it looks like Stoyanov is back in car 13 as well. 20 racers so far. Anything exciting you think might transpire in this qualifying?
Well, I'm interested in seeing if the different manufacturers kind of group together. Obviously, all the drivers extremely high quality, and everybody's going to be giving it their absolute all in the qualifying session. But I am interested to see if we have any packs or if there's any kind of drafting or anything going on. Obviously, everybody wants to be at the top spot, but it may not hurt to get a little bit of a gap, or maybe swap a toe here and there, something like that. I'm not sure if we'll see any of that, but especially with the high speed nature of this track, I'm not sure. We'll have to see, but that's definitely on the table.
Yeah, we've got a few times coming in. Not sure if they're out laps at this moment in time. Yes, they are. Okay, just got confirmation as well from our producer Doomskull, who, shout out by the way, has still been behind the scenes. Yeah, no, it's looking very nice as well. We've got action all over the course so far. I'm sure as it goes on, it's going to get a bit more interesting. There's Aiden in that number one car coming around these like big winding turns. This is definitely an interesting sort of track, very rural, skidding around that little section there. Goodness gracious, kind of a tiny little S there as well. Yep, and I think that may be our first proper lap from Aiden Larson with a 1:17.028. Setting the pace as well. Meet the Teacher immediately jumps up into pole position, 1:16.949 in that 242 car right there. And we've got Josh Hughes now in pole. We're going to be seeing a lot of jumping around. If the last qualifying session was any indication, quite a few lead changes, especially around the top 6, 7, or 8 kind of cars. Trying to remember back to that. It was definitely an interesting situation. Now it's Kessis in pole position with a 1:15.866. Went purple on sectors 2 and 3. Gets immediately overtaken by Josh Woolley, who, of course, had an incredible first session, getting the, I believe he got himself the triple, all 88 points from the qualifying in both races. Aiden Larson still going around this big winding track. It's so interesting that we usually have a lot more, I guess, like concave, convex differences in these tracks, but Thruxton is just one of these where it's like, it's more or less just the best oval track you might see. Well, it's as close to an oval as you're probably going to get this entire season. But yeah, definitely some faster lap times as well, down to about 1:15. As we've got a little bit of a, not sure if there was much of an incident right around there. There's Josh Woolley in that Phoenix livery, in that, goodness gracious, the textures kind of change too as the angle comes around as well. We're about a quarter through this qualifying as well, 5 minutes in, 20 total in the qualifying as well as both races, and Josh Woolley with an improvement on that last time, 1:15.571. You think we're going to be seeing any sub 1:15 soon?
Oh, I'm sure. I think especially with all the as I say it, a couple of puffs of smoke from those rear tires, the unloaded tire heading into those corners, specifically through Club, the final complex, that right, left, right, where you got to be really careful not to get launched over those curves, especially with these cars. They really want to ride those curbs, get the widest entry possible, obviously lose the least amount of time toward the line. And we're seeing a lot of puffs of smoke. I know we were talking earlier about when are we going to see representative lap times, and as soon as you said that, Aiden Larson lit it up through 2 of those 3 corners toward the line, and Josh Woolley's really making those rear tires earn their pay today.
Yeah, here's Lyubomir Stoyanov as we briefly shift away from him and to meet the Teacher. Stoyanov, the current leader of the overall pack. Meet the Teacher definitely in the conversation as well. But yeah, some pretty nice lap times to start. No question they'll definitely improve. And that right, left, right, I do see it on the track overlay. That's probably the most chaotic part of this course, even from a two-dimensional overhead view. It's I could definitely see a car getting launched off. Even when you put elevation into the equation, as Aiden with a nice little save around there, that turn might give a lot of drivers some issues, from what I can understand. as looks like a little crash on our on the live table here as well. And Kess is okay, brief flash right there. Not really many improvements around here. I mean, well, there was a brief one there from Aiden Larson, like half a hundredth of a second. Or actually, Lyubomir Stoyanov making waves now as another lap is down for the Bulgarian. And we got Owen Goldsmith now into the podium as well, 1:15.997. Goldsmith was a no-show in the previous race, did get away with 6 points in the first session with a couple of 13th place finishes. Here's Josh Woolley trying to get around that right, left, right. Very, very tight, trying to get it all together. Had 2 red sections as well, so this is not going to be an improvement, rather just trying to get used to Thruxton. Meanwhile, in last place, Hugh-san, who is yet to register any points, going around this course as well. One of our newer faces compared to last year. And wait a minute, I think I recognize that character on the side of the livery. I think it was from like Mahjong Soul or something like that. Probably, I think it was like a tutorial character. Anyways, Meet the Teacher, 6th provisionally. Good enough so far to score points in the qualifying. Not going to get any improvement coming past the start-finish line. Here's Lyubomir Stoyanov trying to make an improvement and will not, unfortunately. Very odd selection here as well for the start-finish line, kind of going around this winding turn on the left-hand side. Not really much of a start-finish straight as much as it is like a brief break from the winding turn.
Yeah, definitely. It gives you kind of, I was almost going to say a breather, but when are you not going up a hill, going slightly down a hill, or going way a little bit too wide there for the 24 there. But yeah, definitely. It does have that feel also, at least looking at the track map for, that was a lot of curve there from the 51.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if that'll bring them up.
Not sure.
I don't think that was an improvement.
No, it was not. No, but no, Sam Knight, one of our racers from last season around, definitely great to see as well. There's Jordan Donchev coming around. Not going to be much of an improvement at all. 1:17.485. There's this fellow Bulgarian countryman, Stoyanov, across the line. That's going to be an improvement to 1:16.18. Interestingly enough. And Cassis all of a sudden takes the pole position with a 15.143. Nicely done. Cassis is kind of one of those racers who kind of stays in the background sometimes, but when they ball out, they ball out. As we see some more times coming across, we briefly saw flashes of Daniel Taverner as well as I think Jordan Pinnock as well. But yeah, bunch of faces to stay around here. Here's Pinnock going across that right, left, right, trying to come across the line and register a good time here as we're halfway through. 1:17.6. I think that was an improvement. I'm not sure if it was. Probably the same, but yeah, no, Pinnock's definitely been a racer to watch as well. Couple of 18-point showings, averaging 35 or actually like 40 and a half per session so far by the looks of it. If my math checks out correctly. Here's Meet the Teacher, that right, left, right, seeing if there's going to be any problems there. Navigated it pretty cleanly, getting around the start-finish straight, and no improvement. But yeah, not really as chaotic as the last time. I mean, couple cars coming around the right, left, right, trying to get some times registered as well. As we've got an improvement there for Aiden Larson, PB almost cracking the 1:16 threshold. Don't know if he's got anything locked and loaded. Usually towards the end, he kind of gets that final lap down to get the representative time in. Probably, it would not surprise me to see a surprise from Aiden Larson. He's definitely one of those races to watch out for. Here is Sam Knight coming around in that Phoenix livery, a teammate of Josh Woolley's, I believe, coming across the line. Couldn't see an improvement on the one screen. I'd have to switch to my other. Here is Kessis trying to improve on that 15.413. Cannot do so, but still has not much of a stranglehold, but a nice ownership over the pole position here at Thruxton. Meet the teacher coming around. Oh. And just, I don't know if that was intentional or not. Here is Jordan, or no, that's not Jordan Pinnock. That is Dan Chilvers, I believe, coming across the line. 18.022 to beat, not going to do so, but still getting a lap time in is definitely something to praise. Aiden Larson, no improvement there. He's got less than 8 minutes to register a faster time. Here's Josh Woolley, currently in second place, trying to make an improvement. He's in third in the standings, and he won't get the improvement on this lap. Still has multiple more left to go. And that's the nice thing about track is quick as Thruxton. You can definitely keep going and make more improvements as needed. Like, you can get more laps in. I think that's probably the biggest pro about this track, wouldn't you say?
Oh, definitely. And I'm also having a look at the different approaches, obviously, as we keep checking out that final club section, particularly the left-hander. The right-hander obviously leading on to the main straight. We have Kessis, another, what is that, half a 10?
Another, like, probably a tenth and a half improvement to 15.398. Yeah, nice lap right there.
But yeah, definitely. Coming through Campbell, Cobb, and Seagrave, which is the far side. Actually, we'll go ahead and get these lap times coming in.
Yep, coming across. Aiden Larson trying to improve. Oh my goodness! I don't know if it's the extra ballast on the car this time around, but it's definitely something is not gelling together yet for Aiden. Maybe certain mistakes coming across. I can't really see. I mean, Kessis went purple in sector 1 in probably, I don't know if that was the last lap. It might be the present lap actually, but yeah, because I'm trying to get myself familiar with it. Yeah, no, probably a very good pro to have so many lap times. Getting out of the way, that was a nice little maneuver right there. We've got just under 6 minutes left of qualifying. Owen Goldsmith right here in this white eBay livery, going around like these big winding turns as well. There's not much room for braking. You kind of got to keep going at it like back to back with these lap times as well. Nice improvement from Pinnock there, according to that top bar as well. Still watching Goldsmith trying to improve on a 15.337, get himself more than 4 points, which, I mean, 4 points in quality would still be impressive, as Stoyanov actually leapfrogs him into third place. 15.914. That is a nice lap time right there. Puts an added bit of pressure on Goldsmith trying to come around here as well. Yeah, Stoyanov went purple in sector 2, so that is probably the big difference maker in that lap. Goldsmith trying to get as much extra time as possible. About to cross the line. He does not improve, unfortunately. As coming across too is Josh Woolley. No improvement there either, as is also the case with Aiden Larson. It is so difficult for these racers to get any sort of improvement, it looks like, so far. Here's Jordan Danchev, the second of 2 Bulgarians of Shestogram Racing, coming across the line. Doesn't improve on 8th place, but that's still a nice lap time, 16.316. As we got John B. in that black and white Shandong livery right there. Don't think there was much of an improvement on there, but yeah, we've still got some time left. Adam Bent, no improvement on the time either. 4 minutes remaining in this qualifying. You could probably get 2, maybe 3 laps in there if you're able to just kind of sneak one in. Because goodness gracious. There was a big point I was trying to make. Oh, right, about the ballasts. Appears to be a bit of a change in how the ballasts are operating from this series compared to last series. Here's Igor Vasiliev about to cross the line. No improvement to the 1704. And what is the difference with the ballasts between last series and this series is that rather than taking into account just the previous race in terms of calculating your ballast, it appears that it's based on the overall standings. So, for example, Yordan Donchev has 39 kilos of ballast as he is the 4th overall car, and Lyubomir Stoyanov has the biggest ballast at 75 kilos because he currently leads the entirety of the standings. So, the ballasts range from 75 all the way down to, I believe, 15. I thought I saw 9 on here is the lowest one. Stoyanov across the line will not improve on that time, but it's still a good time. Shouldn't be concerned unless there's a massive leapfrogging happening. With 2:30 left, it's definitely possible that someone's going to just dig into their bag of tricks, maybe take over a podium spot, if not pole. Here's Josh Woolley about to finish another lap. 1:15.571 is the time to beat. Alex Hughes had crossed the line. He gets into 10th place. Woolley will not improve. Larson across the line. No improvement from him either. Time is still winding down. I know he's got an extra gear somewhere in that repertoire, but for some reason, I don't know if Thruxton's just a kryptonite here for Aiden. I mean, 5th place is still good, don't get me wrong, but he's usually on top a bit quicker. Maybe he's just leaving us be. Owen Goldsmith going purple on Sector 2. Possibility of an improvement on that front as he's going across one of these just big winding turns here in that white eBay livery. He's about to finish that lap as well. He's got Kessis in front of him too. They're going to be going across the line, the two of them. Kessis, no improvement. Owen Goldsmith, not going to get anything off of that. Still an impressive performance on Sector 2. We've just got a minute and change left in this qualifying session. We've got Stoyanov about to finish another lap. I think that was... Oh goodness, that was another eBay livery that crossed the line. And Stoyanov, no improvement. 15.914. Woolley doesn't improve either. This is... Goodness gracious, this was kind of the inverse of the previous quali session. We had a bunch of lead changes in qualifying. And it looks like, barring any upsets here, we may have our top 10 set in stone. Jordan Danchev trying to rejoin at an appropriate time. Ral Yagis, another mainstay, crossing the line. No improvement there. And it looks like Kessis and Woolley, our top 2, have pitted so far. Not sure if they're going to try and get another lap out of it, if they can. Here's Josh Hughes, another mainstay. I believe I don't know if he's the alumni or not, but he's up there in the standings so far in that nice red livery. Doesn't improve on a 16.289, but that is still a quality lap so far. Sadly, not enough to get any points. We're officially in overtime now. Stoyanov, 15.914 to beat. He currently leads the entire standings in terms of points coming into this round. He's about to cross the line. Is there going to be any improvement on that time? No! It looks like he's stuck in 3rd. Here's Aiden Larson trying to get a little extra. Cannot do it. Goodness gracious. And there is Hiro-san in 20th place, 20.036, I'm pretty sure that was. Ralliagas coming around here trying to get as much of this traction on this course as possible. It looks like the top brass have all pitted for now. Yagis crossing the line. Doesn't look like he's in the top 10, staying down in 13th. Here is Dystopian, who is currently 2nd place in our standings. He's been awfully quiet this qualifying session. Doesn't improve on a 16.487. We've still got Meet the Teacher somewhere.
A little bit of sightseeing there.
So I think that's going to be it for qualifying. It looks like it's going to be Kessis in top in pole position. Josh Woolley, Lyubomir Stoyanov, Owen Goldsmith, Aiden Larson, and Meet the Teacher will all be registering in the points column. So there you have it for qualifying. I apologize for the quality of this because usually it's a bit it's usually some very chaotic stuff. I don't know if this is going to be a taste for later, but anything you think may occur in this race, James?
Well, I think that you mentioned chaos. I think all the chaos is going to happen once the flag drops. I think that the way that everybody set their lap times early, they probably were experimenting, I would assume. They were, hitting curbs, not hitting curbs, adjusting their lines, looking for a toe, anything they can to get those last couple of hundredths. And
right.
In the end, 3rd to 10th, and I believe 3rd to 11th as well, was around 4/10. So the first two pitted. The first and second pitted, 3rd place was still out there putting in laps, and I do not blame him because, again, 3.5, 4/10 separated something like 8 drivers or so. Very, very tight at the front, and lots of different lines. Some people looking for a good exit, some people looking for a more smooth approach out of corners or approach into corners. But what we saw from the guys that were hitting those 115s was staying off of the large curbs that will throw you and still taking plenty of curbs. So they were right on the edge of not being launched, but being aggressive with the limits of the track. The other thing I saw was on the 3rd corner, you have the sweeper through Allard, the right-hander. Then you head up the hill. You take a right through Campbell and then Cobb. If you push it really hard, that right sweeping corner, Seagrave, the 6th corner, or the 5th corner, excuse me, leads onto one of the longest sections. You're almost flat out from the very top of the track all the way around to Club, where we saw so many people hitting that right-left complex. And the approach to Cobb is a complicated one because when you head in, you can head in with more speed. It's a lower speed corner. The slower you come in, the sooner you can go left to have a much wider entry into Seagrave, which gives you that top speed you're looking for. When you're not really battling for position, it's usually better to kind of sacrifice your entry and get a better exit for, especially with a track like this. And with qualifying being less of a positional fight because it seemed to be plenty of space out there for all the drivers. We saw a couple of people going deep into Cobb, a couple of people holding back, cutting in early. And then,
sorry to interrupt, but we've got the first race about to get underway. Countdown time was pretty short, apparently, but it's going to be lights out and off we go in a couple seconds here. Green flag, we're underway for race number 1 of the 3rd session here at Thruxton in this AC BUSR Spring Series. Kess is still out on the lead, holding tight of pole, followed by Woolley, Stoyanov, Goldsmith, Larson, and Meet the Teacher, the top 6. As we've got a couple of crashes at the back, not sure what was going on here, and some more contact as this thin track coming around here. We got quite a few, we got quite a bit of contact all across here. Not sure if it's going to be a red flag. As some more side-by-side contact, that was Husan and Chilvers getting around one of those turns here as well. Strangely enough, no changes up in the top 6. Chilvers trying to fend off 17th place. Bunch of cars still going everywhere here. It's just not going to be any red flag, I don't believe here. Section 2 times are coming in here for this first lap here. It looks like Goldsmith trying to fight off Stoyanov for that 3rd place. They're kind of going back to back, or rather side by side here. Stoyanov for the time has the edge on the nose there. Goldsmith trying to take an inside line. First trip around this right-left right here. Stoyanov with a nice move. Might be some contact here. And there's a car into the wall. That was Woolley and Kessis involved in this. Woolley now in 1st place. Stoyanov in 2nd. Goldsmith in 3rd. Goodness gracious. That's a tough break there for Kessis.
Yeah, definitely. Kessis in the wall and Wooly under attack, both from the same trip through that left-right club. It looks like everybody has kind of stayed with the pack, even though we had a couple people who were turned around at one point. Looks like the bottle job guys are also trying to get around this Civic here. But Wooly looks like he's got it back under control as you can get for a race start. And again, side by side as we begin this really long section here. Very difficult to go side by side just because you want to have the cleanest run, the widest entry, and going side by side's almost always going to lose you time. Yeah, this is getting, oh, here he goes, is into not quite a braking zone. He's going to get next to him, but probably not around. Oh, and we're sideways. Well, front wheel drive saving him there.
Yep, absolutely, as he's going off and taking a stroll into nature. Jordan Pinnock up into 5th place. He's behind Meet the Teacher, trying to get some extra, goodness gracious, all these puffs of smoke here as well. Pinnock currently the alumni leader. Wooly holding on to fastest lap as well. Pinnock across the line in 5th place. Aiden Larson behind as well, trying to get some extra time as well. Might have caught a bit of a break. Igor side by side with John B. going around that corner. John taking control of that 8th place spot for now. Not sure if Igor is going to try any move to get around here. And, ooh, no contact there, interestingly enough. Getting around these turns as well. And this track's pretty thin as well. Taverner back in the field as well in 12th place, trying to get around the 11th place car of Adam Bent, trying to get himself a bit of a, possibly a bit of a draft just to kind of ride. Although Bent's got problems of his own. He's behind Dystopian, who's in 10th place currently in this race here. Goodness gracious, after it looks like everything's kind of settled out here as well, now that we've gotten past that first lap. But this track, it's just so thin, and it's just so punishing whenever you make even the slightest of mistakes here as well. At least on some sections, like this one here, not so much, I would say. But getting around some of these turns at the end here as well, as Owen Goldsmith with a fastest lap across Josh Woolley. He might be gaining some time on him as well. Interesting too, because Woolley's got 57 kilos of ballast. Goldsmith has absolutely zilch because he is outside of the top 10. Stoyanov is trailing him as well. He's got 75 kilos. Meet the Teacher behind with 48 kilos of ballast. So it's definitely going to be interesting here. Goldsmith is at a slight advantage in terms of his weight, but we'll see how he handles it as well, with Josh Woolley defending 1st place. Jordan Pinnock in 5th place, currently behind Meet the Teacher and in front of Aiden Larson, trying to get himself some more very well-earned points. He's been absolutely stellar, all things considered, as he's getting around this just big turn on the right side, I think on the east of this, coming down here as well. And it looks like Taberner and Dystopian involved in a collision as well, back in the back half of the pack here. Jordan Pinnock getting around that right, left, right. Stoyanov crossing the line, and Woolley has lost 1st place to Goldsmith. I'm not sure when that pass happened, but Goldsmith went purple on Sector 3, and we have a new race leader. Goodness gracious. Woolley still trying to claw back here as well. Might be, I don't know if that was the line or what, but they just kind of went off kilter slightly.
Yeah, they're both trying to extend that that exit out of Cobb, to try to open up Seagrave. And now, because he hasn't opened up Seagrave, he's under attack from Stoyanov in 3rd, who has basically brought himself right back up to this leading pair, and Meet the Teacher about 3 or so seconds behind. So these top 3 are truly the top 3 at the moment, at least. And of course, the more they fight, the more that Meet the Teacher and Pinnock and others are licking their chops.
Yeah, exactly. Aiden Larson taking over 5th place from Jordan Pinnock, who has, Aiden has just kind of been in the background, kind of, for the most part. He's still trying to fend off this massive challenge here from Pinnock as well, coming across this right, left, right here. Larson trying to get as much speed as possible. He does have a 6 kilo advantage in terms of ballast. Getting across the line. No change in fastest lap from this pack here. Meet the Teacher has about 3.5 seconds behind Stoyanov for the podium. They're still battling it out here. Aiden's going to try potentially a move here, and this conflict's allowing Pinnock to catch up here as well, coming in, and brief contact here as well between Meet the Teacher and Aiden Larson trying to come across here. Now Jordan Pinnock trying to pull off a little move here. He gets side by side with Aiden. Little bit of contact, I think, coming around this section too. Larson with a stellar challenge as well, all while trying to make a move on Meet the Teacher around this big winding turn here. Coming across here, Pinnock having a look. He's not going to be successful with it. Aiden trying to ride that stream, maybe faking a move, trying to come in here. He is just nose to tail with Meet the Teacher. They did make slight contact there as well, a little bit of a rub. Coming across, it is still Larson behind Meet the Teacher by a 10th, trying to take some advantage of a slipstream. Jordan Pinnock still catching up here. They're side by side around these right, left, rights. Aiden off track, gets into 4th place. I'm not sure what that move was. Jordan Pinnock also getting across Meet the Teacher. Now Jordan Donchev having a look in this pack of 4. Pinnock still in 5th place, trying to hold off a challenge from Meet the Teacher and Jordan Donchev. They're kind of going across here. That's Meet the Teacher offside there. Jordan Donchev goes off track now. Oh my goodness. Bunch of skidding as well in some of these tight corners as well. That's going to allow the pack led by John B, Adam Benton, Kessis to catch back up into what might be an even more impressive battle as well. The back half of the pack catching up here. Adam Bent trying to get past as well. That is Daniel Tabner in the 83 car trying to get past Alex Hughes. He's still got Dystopian behind him, trying to make a move on the inside. This looks to be unsuccessful for the time being, but there's a lot more turn. He can definitely make a move here. He's not necessarily in the clear yet, but Dystopian having a look behind as well. Some of these like, okay, and that is a big collision with Taberner. Ew, my goodness. Good move as well. Taberner just not having a good race today.
Yeah, losing a couple positions here as they come back through club. I just want to go back real quick to Larson. We were unsighted by Meet the Teacher, but Jordan Pinnock and Aiden Larson together on track, and Larson made a save that I thought he was absolutely going to lose, and he turned that into an overtake. Obviously, he's lost that position and regained it again. But again, just wanted to point out just some fantastic car control. You know, these guys bump each other, and it looks fairly, relatively easy. But even though it is front-wheel drive, it's very hard to hold these cars at these speeds when these guys are literally 99, 100% of the adhesion that these cars have. And so even just the slightest tap, just the slightest little, 101%. On these tires, and it could all end in tears. And so really, really good racing, all sorts of maneuvers. And again, with the high speed corners, these big sweepers that seem to go on forever, it really rewards patience. But it also means that, like, as we have an undercut here for the eBay car, it means
Goodness gracious, that's Adam Bent. That's our race organizer making that move on John B for 8th place. How about that? And John is just surrounded. He's got Alex Hughes, Kessis, and Dystopian all within close proximity. 5 cars in with a 6 looking to join. And okay, bit of a crash. We've got 3-4 cars going off here as well. Big crashes near the start-finish straight. That's going to jumble everything up. And oh my goodness gracious, that might, oh my gosh. Adam Bent going across the line. He's now in 12th, unfortunately. Goodness gracious, couple incidents as well. Meanwhile, Stoyanov trying to make a move for 2nd place on Josh Woolley despite 75 kilos of ballast, weighing him down a bit here. And they're both kind of catching up a bit to Goldsmith. I mean, he's trying to pull away as much as he can here. Woolley is so far good fending off, but Stoyanov's got a couple tricks up his sleeve, trying to come around here, taking advantage of the slipstream potentially. Big winding turn, trying to see what he can do. Stoyanov's been in the podium multiple times so far this season. As a matter of fact, he's got a 3 to his credit so far, but he still needs that elusive race win. He's been trying so hard to get himself into that position. He's still got about half a second, 6/10 maybe, to catch up with Wooly, who is still fending him off quite well.
Yeah, definitely. These three, as we said earlier, have broken away in a way that has really surprised me. The pace of these three and the fact that they haven't slowed each other down with too much racing. Obviously, that's Owen trying to run away. Obviously, that's Wooly trying to keep it together. And that's Stoyanov on the hunt. But yeah, definitely the class of the field, at least for this round here, is we've got 7 3/4 minutes to go. And yeah, definitely, I am very glad that the crashes have been neutralized and everybody's kind of back to full speed. And it wasn't a pileup to the point where we couldn't get it unsorted and untangled before the leaders came through. So that's good work for everybody to kind of get back up to speed. Gaps are building. And I do see that Meet the Teacher is catching on Donchev. I think that could be something that is going to be happening here in just a moment.
Yeah, both of them are very high up in the standings. They're both in, actually, Danchev's in 4th, and Meet the Teacher is in 5th overall. Josh Woolley taking over fastest lap as we speak. Meet the Teacher trying to make some moves here. Pinnett crossing the line. Danchev about to cross the line. Meet the Teacher with a nice catching up as well here. So the ballast is pretty similar, but Danchev is at a slight disadvantage in terms of that. So Meet the Teacher trying to take advantage as much as he can here with that car coming around here as well. And yeah, that section right there they just passed through, that's probably been the one giving our racers the most trouble as well. With all these like seismic shifts in the standings, they tend to all happen around there, just with extra punishing sort of thing as well. And yeah, as you said as well, the gaps do seem to be building as well. The big gap as well between 3rd and 4th, about a second as well, separating 1st from 2nd and 2nd from 3rd. And Meet the Teacher now losing a bit of time as well, it looks like. I'm not sure if it was just the massive turn. Going off track now, tries to rejoin and is successful. But that is not a good take on that turn there. But yeah, so far it's very much metaled out so far. I mean, last time I said that, I was somewhat immediately proven wrong. We've got 5.5 minutes left of this first race as well. Meanwhile, Woolley is catching up to Owen Goldsmith in first place. The gap's now just suddenly been reduced to about half a second. A big mistake from Goldsmith somehow getting punished. And I guarantee you, if there is conflict here, there is going to be an opportunity for Stoyanov to catch back up, because he's about a second and a half behind Woolley and Goldsmith here. Going around these big winding turns right now. Woolley not necessarily having a look, just trying to hold the line, maybe take advantage of a possible slipstream. Stoyanov is monitoring them as well from a distance in a very voyeuristic sort of manner. Woolley trying to get as much time possible. He's already got 2 race wins. He wants to make it 3 with this one. Getting around these final turns of the lap here. Can there be a punishment to these mistakes here? Goldsmith keeping it clean, as is Woolley. They're coming across the line. No change to fastest lap so far. Coming across the first turn into the next lap. Yeah, Woolley's been a bit unlucky. Not sure if it's the ballast or Goldsmith just able to get around these turns effectively. As it looks like we've got Lucas Vandenberg as well in the possible position to get lapped. You'd have to move to the side in that case with these faster cars. Gap's about a second as well. Woolley has seemingly gotten a lot more time ahead of Stoyanov. So with less than 4 minutes left of this race, it looks like Goldsmith and Woolley might be safe for the time being. Of course, barring any catastrophe here. Going around this big right-hand turn. Coming across here, holding the line is Woolley and Goldsmith. Still with the same line, trying to get around. They are absolutely gaining time away from Stoyanov as well. It's about to be 3 seconds. Coming across here. Oh, I don't know what the heck that move was, but Vandenberg is going to get out of the way for Goldsmith and Woolley, and now they've kind of closed in on one another as well. They're now side by side at the turn here. Goldsmith doing his best to defend here. Not sure what was going on there with Vandenberg. Coming across this next turn here, and oh, collision right there. Vandenberg and Woolley going side by side here. Oh gosh, I don't know what's going to be happening there. I don't think Vandenberg might have had to have gotten involved in there. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I would expect blue flags. I'm quite surprised with that. I'm glad that Josh Woolley's kind of back in his position, but obviously at least a second lost. Considering they were, within about a tenth of each other. Goldsmith has had Woolley at arm's length for a majority of the race, and both have obviously pulled the pin until that incident just earlier. They had Stoyanov at, like you said, around 3.5 seconds or so. Again, Goldsmith absorbing massive pressure multiple times again and again. Woolley's come asking the question, a couple of jabs, kind of across, and Goldsmith has absorbed the pressure. Especially on the straights, and he's still on top at the moment. Only 2 minutes to go, and this is kind of coming to a close. But Woolley's got himself composed. Perhaps the red mist has descended. Maybe he's less composed than he was. But whatever he's doing is working. He is catching.
Yeah, exactly. As you were talking there, the second turned into half a second. I don't know, maybe a little mistake there from Goldsmith, but Woolley is closing in and fast now, trying to get in front and kind of get himself back into the swing of things here. Less than a minute and a half remaining. Woolley trying to get as much as he can. Like you said, whatever he's doing might be working out. Could lead to something special coming across here. Stoyanov still in the back. The gap is grown back to about 2.5 seconds. Coming across this next turn here. Maintaining composure. It's looking pretty good so far. Woolley is still kind of in that position where he can ride that slipstream, potentially get around here as well. They're about to finish another lap here, so it might be 2 more laps for both of these cars. Getting across here. Not sure if we're going to see a move in the next couple of turns here, but it's getting closer and closer. Woolley trying to get around. Less than 40 seconds left before we reach overtime. And, I mean, it's absolutely incredible the recovery here that Woolley has made after the incident with Vandenberg. Getting across here. I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing anything here. It looked like Goldsmith got through that section a bit cleaner than last couple of times, but I'm not sure what mistakes can be punished here. The gap's starting to get to about a second as well. Maybe Goldsmith might have found his composure as well. And, like you've said as well, he's been absorbing pressure quite well.
I will say that Goldsmith definitely has a deficit in straight line speed, it seems. Woolley, especially right here, right now, on this very long back straight, if you can even call it that, really has the advantage. You can see the body language. He's not even taking any curb, or he's taking very minimum curb as we come up to club for the final time.
Yeah, that's definitely
apologies. 2 laps.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So, yeah, we are officially in overtime. So 2 more laps left here. As they cross the line, it'll be the final lap coming across. Still no change in fastest lap either. I think it's Woolley with the advantage in that front here too. So I don't know what kind of moves are planned here. Trying to punish those mistakes as is usually the case here. Brief little look here. Stoyanov is still at a safe distance, so I think it might be safe to assume he will finish in 3rd place here. Woolley is still losing a bit of time as well. Not sure what's going on here as well. Meanwhile, there was also a crash with Vandenberg and Meet the Teacher as well. Not sure if it was as major, but That's like a second isolated incident right there. Not sure what that might be about. Goldsmith still maintaining a lead by about a second. Time is winding down. They're almost at the last couple of sections here. Woolley, it's looking thinner and thinner. They're about to come into that right, left, right. Any mistakes, and Goldsmith holding his composure gets through cleanly, and Owen Goldsmith is your race 1 winner in session 3. Josh Woolley in second, Stoyanov rounding out the podium. It's going to be Larson next in 4th place. Nice recovery, keeping himself clean throughout, as Jordan Danchev, followed by Kessis and Pinnock, getting that top 5 placement in. And it is Danchev, Kessis, and Pinnock. Coming across next, we got Meet the Teacher. Dystopian gonna be behind, followed by Daniel Taberner, who will have pole position in the next race. So that is your top 10. Alex Hughes crossing the line in 11th place as well. John B. and Adam Bent as well coming across here. Dan Chilver's about to get himself some points here in 14th. So very well done by these racers to get this going up here. As, yeah, they're crashing all around here. Across the line, these cars go. That was Vasiliev, Sam Knight, and it looks like Heusan will be the last one before Vandenberg, who is lapped. So, yeah, that is race number 1 done. Bit more chaos at the beginning here, but reverse grid for race 2. Taberner will have pole, followed by Dystopian, Meet the Teacher, Pinnock, Kessis, Danchev, Larson, Stoyanov, Woolley, and our race winner, Owen Goldsmith. So that is at least his first race win in AC in the BUSR series since before the last winter. So congrats on that. But yeah, who do you think, any other big standout performers for you, James?
Yeah, definitely. I saw Chilvers making a couple of good moves out there. Again, that unsighted moment that we saw that it basically turned out to not be a moment from Larson. Larson, great car control, right in the middle of a couple other cars, and that could have been a talking point of him spinning out on the grass, nature hike, as you said earlier. And it just wasn't. He was just quick on the wheel and got it back in control, and eventually halfway around the lap made a move out of it. So again, kind of making the best of a tricky situation. And like we saw, I think that the racing near the other end of the grid, blue flags in particular, were kind of a talking point. I think that making sure that we are getting out of the way for the different people coming through. I think
it looks like a little bit of a stepping in here as well from our race organizer Adam Bent. Very much a good talking point here as well. But yeah, it was a good race to see. I'm glad you brought up Dan Chilvers as well. I think his that might be his first. Those were his first points this season as well. He was my co-commentator last season during the winters, so big ups to him. So I know we're not supposed to really be partial to anybody, but I feel like just this once. Although then again, they do call me the Chris Collinsworth of the BUSR, or by they I mean me, because no one else does.
I will say that I do not know Mr. Childers personally, so I am just commenting on his fantastic performance.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty chill. What can I say? Not sure when the next race is going to be starting up. Should be soon at some point, I think. Not sure if it's just a brief break here, but I think this is a good time to get a word in from our sponsor, Grid Finder. All right. Meanwhile, we've got race number 2 about to start on. Lights are going on, and they are going off. Taverner, Pinnock, Dystopian, and Larson, your top 4 in the podium. Reverse top 10 from the last race are the grid for this one. Taverner still holding on to the lead so far. Meet the Teacher trying to go in front of Dystopian here. Lap 1 is underway, and the chaos is going to rain in like, well, rain. Danchev coming across a little bit of congestion at this section here in particular. I knew it was going to be giving some cars a bit of a hard time here, but farther up they are, it looks like the less they've been affected by it here. Aiden Larson going side by side with Jonan Danchev around this next turn here. Crashes seem to, for the most part, be chilling out as well here. Larson trying to maintain 7th place, going off a little bit. He's got to get back in. Nice little save, but at the cost of a couple of places here. Not very good. As he's now got a Stoyanov, the next car to worry about. I think that was Chilvers who got a little bit of a knock with somebody. But goodness gracious, another chaotic first lap here. Surprisingly, no red flags so far. Taverner seems to be getting a big, massive lead as the rest of the pack coming in. Contact, I think, between Wooly and Danchev here. Cars coming across the line. Taverner is just running away with it so far. He's already got himself a massive gap thanks to all the conflict between cars we have seen. Wooly getting back across Danchev. He's now in 6th place here. Coming across here as well, Goldsmith trying to fend off Stoyanov and Larson, as Goldsmith staying in 8th place here. Little bit shaky as well with the added cars here. And oh my god, Taverner is out by 3.5 seconds here. That is how much he has taken advantage of this big contact there. Going off track as Dystopian rejoins the pack. That might have been with Pinnock as well, according to the feed here. Dystopian outside the top 10. He's around there with, I think, Chilvers here. Alex Hughes in the thick of it with the 6th through 10th cars as well. Contact here as well. Good save there by Larson as he had a brief bump with Stoyanov. Coming across this next winding turn. Gonna be getting back into the last half of this lap here. As, yeah, cars everywhere coming across. Taverner improving as well. The gap is now 3.5 almost. I think Taverner just might be running away with it at this point. Larson, Stoyanov, Alex Hughes involved here as Larson and Stoyanov having a bit of a back and forth here, it looks like, as well. Stoyanov on the back front here. Alex Hughes is fending off 8th place pretty well, all things considered. Coming around the next couple of turns here. Danchev up into 5th place as well across Goldsmith. Kessis is in 4th as well here. Goldsmith trying to hold on. He's got Pinnock on the backside as well. And a bit of a... Oh, gosh! And Pinnock is way out of this course here as well. I think that was Alex Hughes as well. There was some green car that kind of joined as well. Josh Hughes with Stoyanov behind him. Larson in front of him. Coming across this next turn here. Trying to keep his line here. He's got the current leader, at least I think for now. Goodness, the standings may have changed too. Behind him. Hughes trying to hold on. Stoyanov trying to get himself a challenge in as well. Taverner just keeps improving on his laps as well. Coming across, Wooly takes over fastest lap here as well. Across the line, this battle is still going to rage on for 8th place. Every point is precious here. Coming into this wide view as well. We've got Hughes still trying to fend off this Stoyanov challenge. Still some action going up. Wooly is not very far behind Meet the Teacher, battling it out for 2nd place either. Only 3/10 separating the two of them. Meet the Teacher still holding on here, and Wooly is just... This might be a case of deja vu here.
Very large mistake there for Meet the Teacher. Got all kinds of sideways coming through Goodwood here. Yeah, Josh Wooly immediately up to 3rd. We're not even at the 15-minute mark, and Wooly has really cemented himself onto the back of Meet the Teacher. Kessis only about a second and a half behind, a second and a quarter. And then we've got Goldsmith, Donchev, Larson, Hughes, Stoyanov, Dystopian are the top 10. Everybody's separated by less than 2 seconds, and actually about 2 seconds is the gap between 8th and 10th as we head through the club here, and Wooly around the outside of Meet the Teacher.
Yep, going around, trying to get on. Good challenge so far. Goldsmith taking over fastest lap as well with a pretty nice time there. I think it was 15.58.0 coming across here. Having a look with Kessis and goodness, they're joining into this pack here as well. Bit of congestion here now as 2nd through 6th all coming into the fray here. Larson not far behind this as well. And all of this conflict is going to allow Daniel Taberner to just hold on to that massive lead he's got. It is now almost 5.5 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. He's really pulled the pin here. As we have somebody else going, one of the Cupras going a little bit wide there, right behind Goldsmith. That's Donchev. Kessis really under attack here. It seems like Wooly and the other Cupras have decent straight line speed, or it seems that their body language for the car really excels on that top half of the circuit all the way to the start finish. And then when it comes to the club corner, when it comes to Campbell, Cobb, and Seagrave, that little section right at the end of the first sector, they really seem to have tons of grip in the corners and just much more poised. So it very much is a kind of lopsided circuit. You've got a lot of corners in the first part of it, and then the rest is all almost flat out, as we see Wooly right up on the back of Meet the Teacher.
Yeah, very much. And this massive battle too between second through 4th with Goldsmith still having a look here as well. The more conflict that takes place between these drivers, the more that there's going to be various opportunities for the cars behind to catch up here as well. Still holding the line, not any significant moves yet as they're about to get across this big line here. It looks like they're all kind of holding on pretty steadily here. Wooly having a look on the inside of Meet the Teacher coming into this right-hand turn, and Meet the Teacher made contact and gets absolutely punished for it. Going into the wall here, Meet the Teacher falling outside outside the top 10. It's Josh Wooly now with 6.5 seconds to catch up to for Daniel Taberner. Kessis is still holding on to 3rd place behind as well. Goldsmith and Larson in 4th and 5th as well. It's this little section here as well that's going to be, just continuing all the just pure mistake making. It's very, everyone's just accident prone as much in that section there. Kessis trying to gain on Josh Wooly. Owen Goldsmith is behind as well. Just trying to hold on to this line here. Not any, not any more moves we're seeing significantly so far. But here's Dystopian, who was in 2nd place coming into this session, trying to gain some seconds on Josh Hughes, who was trying to catch Lyubomir Stoyanov, who is in 7th place. Good gap of 2 3/4 behind his fellow countryman Jordan Donchev of Shestagram Racing. So this has been mellowing out a bit here too. Josh Wooly, meanwhile, fastest lap. The gap is shrinking and fast. He's gotten down to 5 1/4 seconds in about a lap, and he's gaining so much time off of Owen Goldsmith as well, who's got problems with Kessis on his rear side as well. Aiden Larson in 5th trying to catch in some of the action here. Wooly is now 2 seconds ahead of Goldsmith. He is a man on a mission. He got robbed in that first race. He wants to right that wrong, and it starts with catching the man in front, Daniel Taberner. Goldsmith is kind of around that second and 3/4, 2 seconds mark here as well with Kessis to worry about. That gap is going to grow as well with more conflict too. And Wooly, 5.5 seconds, gaining speed fast despite the ballast that he accrued from the from being third place in the standings. If I'm Daniel Taverner right now, I am kind of looking in my rear view a little bit because the gap is now down to 5 seconds and Wooly keeps improving on his lap times. This might be a comeback of the century if this happens here. It's down to 4.5. There is very much a possibility that Wooly could overtake Taberner at some point in this race. Briefly horizontal went Aiden Larson, but he seems to get back right into it. Kessis is losing time on Owen Goldsmith, who's also losing time to Josh Woolley. It's now 4.25 seconds, and that gap is going to be shrinking with every lap here.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like Owen Goldsmith is still hanging on to between 1.5 and 2 seconds behind Woolley. He is not going to give this up. It appears from the math that we're doing in our heads that Josh Woolley will eventually catch Taberner. Getting around him will obviously be something very different, as we saw with the previous race, Goldsmith winning that with Woolley just at arm's length. If Woolley can catch up to the back of Taberner, Goldsmith will continue to make progress, it seems, against Taverner and Woolley, and that may be an opportunity for Goldsmith. So I would not count Goldsmith or Kessis for that matter. And I guess as I say that, Aiden Larson, less than a second behind Kessis. I think that all the top 5 have a chance as Woolley catches Taverner.
Yeah, and it's down to below 3.5 now. Like it's gotten fast to the point where you can actually just watch it happen in real time. This is pretty incredible stuff to see right now. It's like this long buildup, and once it finally happens, it's going to be quite the interesting situation there. Stoyanov on the back of Danchev. He's made up a lot of time as well. Danchev might have made a couple of mistakes here. Who knows at this point? The Chestergram Racers probably on comms right now having a little discussion, seeing where do they go from here, as Josh Hughes is still on the backside as well. But yeah, that top 5, the fact that it is all up for grabs with, less than 7.5 minutes left, that is speaking volumes right now. Stoyanov maintaining a gap of about a second behind Danchev. They're going across the big left-hand turn into the right. It's going to be a very eventful showdown if this pace continues to keep going on here. Stoyanov and Danchev across the line. No change in fastest lap, although Hughes making a move on Dystopian, taking that big inside line. Dystopian trying a cutback or something on the remainder of that turn, but is unsuccessful. Have to battle at the back of Hughes for the rest of this race, or at least until they get separated here. Stoyanov and Danchev going around. Following is Josh Hughes and Dystopian. And it looks like the pace is kind of slowed down a little bit for Woolley. Still at a gap of about 3.5 seconds. That could change. Not sure if Taberner found another gear, but it's definitely interesting considering how much time was gained back. About 2.5 seconds over the course of a few laps.
Yeah, definitely. I think that Taberner got wind that Woolley pulled the plug, or pulled the pin rather. Looks like Kessis is gaining on Goldsmith. Goldsmith is actually dropping back from Woolley as we speak, and as I say that, it's dipped now, I believe for the first time, under 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's I saw that as well. That's definitely an interesting little thing here. It might have been a lock-in of some kind going on there in the mind of Daniel Taverner, as you get that much space between you and second place, you're gonna start to daydream a little bit. It's definitely a realistic response to something like that. So it's probably gonna be first priority for Taberner to just lock in, keep improving, You know, it was kind of sort of gift wrapped first place due to the reverse grid, but what he will do with it in this last 5 minutes is definitely up to change, depending on how things go around here. Wooly around that turn cleanly. Goldsmith using minimal curve as well. Following him is Kessis as well, and it looks like score table's having a little bit of a weird sort of thing here as John B is in the pit for some odd reason. Coming around is Goldsmith. We've got Wooly now down to getting close to 2.5 seconds now. It's like every time he gets past that start-finish straight, he's just taking chunks of time out. And all of a sudden, Taberner's got objects in his mirror that may be closer than they appear.
Yeah, definitely. I love that reference. And Owen Goldsmith has gained more time on John Woolley as well. I believe it was up to about 2.5 seconds. It's now down to just about 1.5 at the moment, and it's still dropping as I say this. So yeah, Josh Woolley 2.5 seconds. Owen Goldsmith right with him. He has not given up on this by any stretch. There's just under 4 minutes to go here, and definitely this is still Goldsmith. Definitely in a spot for a podium, obviously, but he may be involved if Woolley can get to the back of Taberner.
And remember, once time runs out, there's still that lap finished and then the extra lap. So that is, there's more time than the timer may suggest here. Coming across.
Doesn't Taberner know it?
Yeah, doesn't he know it at this point? Woolley across the line, getting down as well. Goldsmith fastest lap. That might be the difference in ballast talking here as well. Getting across now down to about 1.25 seconds left of a gap here. Taberner is still trying to get every last second he can away from Josh Woolley. The gap is shrunk down to about 2.25. And Goldsmith's gap now dipping below 1 second. So we could have a three-way battle in the shortcomings here. He's definitely grown more of a gap on Kessis as well. So this is going to be interesting to watch here in these final waning seconds here. Goldsmith now down to about 0.5 seconds. He is visibly close to arm's reach behind Woolley. Not sure if this conflict is going to give Woolley a bit of a pause here as well. It could give Taberner the advantage, but as they finish this next lap, it's going to be interesting to see just how much time is going to be gained from Woolley, depending on how this section gets navigated. Very cleanly as well, may I add here, from Goldsmith and Woolley coming across the line. It's 0.5 seconds. Woolley's still at about 2.25. He's got to worry about Goldsmith at his rear side. Despite this challenge here, the gap is shrinking between first and second as well. It almost dipped below 2 seconds. Goldsmith is at the tail end of Taberner. They're trying to get around this big serpentine turn here. Very cleanly, might I add here. So still 1.5 minutes. That is a good chunk of time. Like, that's more than a full lap pretty much. So I'd say about 3-4 laps remaining of this race here, and plenty of time for both Woolley and Goldsmith to catch up. Goldsmith almost at the tail end of Woolley. They're trying to get around here. Move on the inside. Thought about it, but shrugged it off here. Coming across here. Goldsmith measuring up Woolley. Definitely preparing for an overtake at some point. Trying to ride the slipstream and see if he can just slingshot himself across. He's going outside though. Could be risky. Gets across here. No contact so far. They're going too wide across here. Woolley cutting across the second of the 2 turns in the right, left, right. Getting across the line here as well. Challenge fended off so far, and it looks like there's going to be time for this lap and another. So Taberner is, I don't know if he's breathing a sigh of relief or if he's realizing that Woolley might have more left in the tank.
Well, definitely Goldsmith has the body language of I have time. The way that he is he's not taking the outside curbing through Village and Church, the fastest sweeper on the track, basically the corner top right of the track map there. And if you watch Wooly, he's taken as much curve as he can. He's just trying to floor it, just get it around. And Goldsmith's doing none of that. Goldsmith is flooring it, but he's not even touching the curb. He wants to get down the road through here as quickly as he can. Let's see if he takes any curve here. Wooly all over the curb, all over the grass, and a little bit more curve there from Goldsmith. So he's kind of settled back into his normal rhythm. When he was tucked right up on Wooly, he wanted to make sure he was in his mirrors and he wasn't even using the curbing there.
Yeah, no, and it's you know, all the mistakes definite. Oh, little bit of a jump up from that.
That was some curb right there.
Yeah, that was some curb. Final lap now for our leader Taberner. The gap has shrunk down. It's below a second and a quarter. We could see a possible overtake at the last second here. Puffs of white smoke, and goodness gracious, there's also a car in front of Taberner too. Not sure who that is in the white there. In the 81 here, trying to get across. He's got to move out of the way here. This is interesting stuff. I don't know if that's Vanderberg again coming across as Goldsmith. It is Vanderberg doing again. He's got to get out of the way. Taberner about a second separating him and Wooly. Wooly's got to get around. Somehow in this last lap here, they're about halfway done. I don't know if there's going to be enough time left here. Taberner is getting around here, not using any curb. Wooly using a little bit too. Goldsmith trying to catch up here. Not sure if the pressure is mounting for any of these three drivers. They're coming across next. Taberner navigating. He's not going to let anything go here. Wooly trying to get as much as he can, but he's not. It's going to be Taberner, Wooly, and Goldsmith, your podium. Kessis in fourth. Aiden Larson is going to be coming across the line in fifth. Danchev and Stoyanov looking to go sixth and seventh here. As next will be Dystopian, followed by the twin brothers of Josh and Alex Hughes. Dystopian across the line there. As no, it's Ral Yagis ahead of Alex Hughes. Goodness gracious, that is a nice way to get top 10 here as well. Holy Moses. We got the Hugheses of Alex and Josh across the line. Jordan Pinnock, we've got eyes on him as well. And this is gonna wrap things up here. Adam Bent getting across in 14th here as well. As there is, I think that was Sam Knight as well in that teal Phoenix livery. So, yeah, Daniel Taberner getting across with a win for the Tabby Man himself. And I will say, very well fought off as well. Wooly trying to get a good challenge as well. Goldsmith's language in his car too. And all around, this has been a good session, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And again, shout out to where'd he go off the thing? 7 points in 12th there for Meet the Teacher. Did not have the best of opening laps, and or at least the first phase of the race. And sure, really disappointed with that for them, I'm sure. But really good fight back, and to get back into the points after an event like that is very impressive. That's that can do, don't give up attitude, and it pays off.
Yeah, it really does. We've got some post-race interviews as well to get through. It looks like I don't know if we should give them a couple of seconds here because the race literally just got done. I mean, we could interview Owen for the first race because he won that one. So we say we bring him in. The Geek has arrived on the scene with his first win. Owen, how you doing?
Yeah, compared to last Monday, miles better.
Yeah.
You may have seen me absent. Yeah, the flu decided to try and kill me.
Right, that's true. I mean, you needed to make up for the last couple performances as well. So, yeah, take us through race 1.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, qualifying wise and just general practice wise, I didn't really know where I was going to stack up because I've never driven Thruxton. And also, yeah, I've just been busy with life events, really just working or other bits, fixing computers, etc. They still hate me. No, qualifying went surprisingly well. Thankfully, I got a handy track guide from Josh quickly because he's the best friend. Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it. No, he's a charming guy, and he's probably responsible for getting me up to speed as quickly as I did. But apart from that, qualifying was kind of just a mixture of taking the stuff I'd learned in practice, applying it, realised, oh, hello, P4, that's not too shabby.
Yeah.
Decent launch off the line, didn't get a drive-through this time, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then from there, really, it was just a case of just capitalising on bits and pieces.
Yeah. Race 2, you seemed definitely like you were, trying to compose yourself as well. James was talking about, how your car language was coming across, like realizing you might have had a little bit of time near the end as well as the gap was closing in on Taverner.
Yeah. Again, really, it was just a case of evaluating what went well in the first race and then just putting it into practice for the second one. And just following the faster guys through with the reverse grid. Josh managed to get ahead again. I did manage to gain on him in the end. Unfortunately, I kind of blew the chance wide open by. I thought I could get through in the chicanes with being later on the brakes and just having a good run through the other part of the circuit, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
We kind of then just got lucky with one of the back markers really held in the leader up, but we weren't close enough. We also struggled a bit to clear some other before we got the clear air, so yeah.
But
a day late, $1 short, but it was fun.
Yeah, no, and it was fun watching, seeing you back in the saddle as well. So, congrats on those victories. Atlanta is next. We will be wondering next week, is Bro next up out of Atlanta?
Well, I've driven it in other games.
Okay.
I've driven it via LFM's practice server on this one, but that was a hypercar.
Yes.
It's fast, it's flowing, very bumpy with some curbs as well.
Yeah.
I think it will suit the car as well. It's more so a case of, will I be good at it? As I say, just life events and whatnot, so I don't really have as much time to practice, but
yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I like the track, so should be all right.
I think all things considered, this was a good performance for you.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, especially with recent ones across both AC and F1. Yeah. No, I'm happy where I am.
That's good. Well, with that said, congrats on the 2 podiums, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much. Cheers for the stream.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Next up, I think let's bring in, it looks like, I think that's Lyubomir Stoyanov in the waiting room as well. 3rd place in the first race, coming in leader. We got Labo in the interview room. I think this is your first time coming in here.
That's right, Ozzy. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. 3rd in the first race. Kind of went apart in the second one as well. But yeah. So far, so good. In these first couple of sessions, despite not getting a win, has that kind of been eaten at you, or?
I mean, kinda. However, we shouldn't put aside that I'm driving with a maximum ballast. Like I'm 75 kilograms above everyone.
I think that is very much a good talking point. You're doing this with 75 kilos.
Exactly.
But you challenges everywhere. You had a bit with Wooly as well at some points as well for 2nd place in race 1.
Yes, if I remember correctly, we had a fight. However, just a bunch of corners afterwards, he just I guess switched to an alternative fuel and decided to go full rocket ship mode and just leave me behind. The Peugeot is not to be underestimated. It's quite a drivable car.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Second race, kind of a bit behind. It was you and Dachkoy in the 6th and 7th spots as well. We just kind of just taking the free points, or just trying to figure out where to go near the middle, maybe.
No, we were trying our best to push as much as possible towards the front, but it's just awful. The track is really awful. I have never driven on Thruxton, and I'm sorry for anyone who gets offended, but it's my right now. It just passed Fuji for being the most atrocious track I have ever driven on. Like, I would prefer on Fuji to drive.
Oh my god.
That surprises me, considering your very strong 3rd place finish in the first race.
And yeah, I mean, I honestly, I don't know if I want to say valid crash out, but like, considering the results you've been putting up, it could be a valid crash out. But
I mean, I'm sorry for the crash out, but Sydney and what is it, the second round?
Laguna Seca was the second one.
Laguna Seca. Yeah, those tracks I absolutely adore. Like, I was so surprised that we drove the first round on Sydney, and I was so surprised that the first time I actually saw that track was on grid games, like the Simcade games. It was such a throwback, and I really loved the track. And I was like, okay, third one was Thruxton. Let's see what we're dealing with. Oh, so this is Thruxton, right?
No braking, just full send, pretty much. But Atlanta, have you driven that?
Yeah, and I absolutely cannot wait for me to lay my tires on this track. I so love this track.
Oh man, maybe could be a good time. Try and go for your first win. Because you didn't have one in the last series, but this one could definitely, if there's any time to establish yourself in the table, this might be it, you think?
I think as well. I mean, I love Atlanta. I know how to drive it. However, we shouldn't forget that I still have the ballast.
You have the ballast.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing with the TCRs is it's really hard to tune out this ballast to be obsolete. Ooh. And with Thruxton, this was the case. I couldn't tune the car properly, and I hope it's not the same for Atlanta. But I think the fact that I know this track really well compared to Thruxton would give me an advantage.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Congrats on what is this now? Your 4th podium this season, despite the hardships. But we will see you next week at Atlanta. Thanks for stopping in, Lebo.
Thank you, Ozzy. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, you too. I think next up, Josh Woolley with 3 second places. Well, so take us through it, Josh. 2 second places, and a second in quali. What's the vibe right now?
Well, that was a race. Yeah, I mean, I can't be too disappointed with 2 second places. But both of them are what could have been, really.
Yeah. I mean, you were absolutely making up just gobs and gobs of time on Tabby as the race was drawn to a close here. Were you a bit worried too about Owen behind you?
Not massively. We were in a voice chat together, and so I knew he wasn't going to do anything too stupid. There was that one moment where he sort of sent a move which was a little bit iffy, but nothing too bad. Just a shame that in race 1, a back marker sort of decided it between me and him.
Yeah, I mean that's probably I guess definitely what could have been on that front there as well. I mean, he did kind of take fastest lap in that second one too, but there was the incident near the end of the first one with one of the lapped cars that happened as well. Is that kind of a what could have been? You think there's going to be any sort of ramifications from that, or?
I mean, I'll probably report it, but it's not going to change my race at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's a shame because I was shaping up for a move on Owen and then just get rear-ended. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Two second places and second place in quali is still nice.
75 point haul.
75 points. It's
Oh wait, you probably got fastest on the. You got fastest on the. So that's 76, right? Yeah, 76 points though. Only 12 off of a perfect showing, which you did have in the first session as well. So, yeah. Are you looking forward to Atlanta?
Yeah, it's a good track. Probably less looking forward to it than I did today. I was one of the few people who actually like Thruxton, and therefore felt pretty good pace-wise. So hopefully I can carry that over to Road Atlanta. But I will be chunky with my 75 kilos of ballast back.
I was going to say, it seems like with your 2 second places that you wanted more ballast than anybody else today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, more ballast is better, right? It makes you go faster.
Right. But man, Labour would beg to differ, I would say. Yeah.
With the hairy moments, Wooly. Apologies, Ozzy. I was going to ask Wooly, with the hairy moments going off on the in the first race and that side by side into club into the right left right with Goldsmith. How are you able to get those under control?
I mean, the Peugeot is very stable, to be honest. I just come off throttle and it sort of rights itself. So
it's kind of,
I could say skill, but
so it insists upon itself, basically.
It does, yeah. I could say skill, but the car does it itself pretty much, especially with some ballast.
Right. All right. Well, congratulations on this massive performance. No dub, no problem. We'll see you next week at Atlanta.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
And with that, Daniel Taberner, to round it out. The Tabby Man is in with a dub. How are we feeling?
Yeah, that's surprising. Almost doesn't feel entirely deserved. I sort of just did nothing and watched the number tick down for 15 terrifying minutes.
Oh my god, I was gonna ask about that because you were out to, I believe it was at 1 point 6 seconds ahead of Josh. And I was gonna ask him, were you kind of looking back at that? And you kind of answered that question for me. So, goodness gracious. I guess 10th place really does do you some solids when it comes down to it, eh?
Yeah, that was if I scored one less, started 11th, I would have not gone forwards. So.
Yeah. But yeah. So was it like it really was that terrifying up at the front, like as it went on?
Yeah, well, it doesn't look like that much when it ticks down, a 10th or 2 in a corner. And then you get to the end of the lap and I see him clock like a second faster than I'm like, okay, this might be a problem now.
Well, you definitely did turn up the wick near the middle of that stint, probably around the 9-minute mark. We were watching it tick down, and obviously as commentators, we say something and it stops coming true. And you really responded, even though he was, I think it was about 3 and a bit, something like that. So he was still in these cars a good ways off, maybe half a straight or so, a good 3.5 seconds. and you were responding as much as you could. And in the end, although you did have to watch that number tick down, I'm sure you were sweating it. The number never got to 0, did it? So huge props for soaking that up.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, Atlanta, what's it? You think you might have a good performance there?
No, historically,
No?
it's not a good track, but we'll see.
I mean, yeah, that's. I mean, at that point, that's pretty much all you can do. So, well, I mean, you know, you'll definitely, you'll probably definitely be having a bit of fun there. So, that's the way you got to do it, I think. Is this your first is this your first race win in these series?
Yes, I think my second. Sydney.
Yeah, well, good stuff there. Yeah. Right. Well, congratulations on the surprising win, and we'll see you at Atlanta.
Yeah, I look forward. Thank you.
Yes. Cheers up.
See you there.
Yeah. Right. So that is going to do it for session 3 of the BUSR Spring Series on Assetto Corsa. For our producer Doomskull and for our co-commentator James Newton, I'm Ozzy Vaughn. Thank you so much for stopping by. Any last words, James?
I am just really, I've had a ball here, Ozzy, and I really appreciated all the help you guys have given me in getting on here.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Well, yeah, exactly. That said, take it easy, y'all, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
There is no place and no moment in history where I could stand and say, oh, British begins here, now.